Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. This is a mid-year reflection check-in. Let's talk about how the year went so far. Let's talk about goals, how we're doing, what's gonna go on for the next few months. Half of the year is almost over, but I do want to say I do not want this to be this typical how to achieve all of your goals, how to make the second half of 2024 your most successful, at least not necessarily. We're gonna have a bit more of a soft and slow approach. I want to focus more on mental health than on productivity. And overall, I just want to give you an insight into my thoughts, but also maybe help you reflect on your year and help you plan and readjust and reorganize your thoughts for the upcoming half. Honestly, this video idea was pretty spontaneous. I was not too creative during the past few weeks and I'm working a bit much, and right now I have some terrible shoulder pain actually. I can't really move this arm. I'm trying to get a doctor's appointment, but that's hard as well. So in times like these, something that helps me is rest and reflection and not pushing myself too much. But you're getting a video and we're talking about the year, and so let's start. To start, let's do a short recap on our 2024 goals. For that, I do recommend you take out your journal, your notes app in your phone, or just think about what the things were that you wanted to do this year. I think no matter if you've achieved all of them, if you're terribly behind, if you want to abandon all of them, it still doesn't hurt to look at your goals. For me, I'm actually more on track than I thought. I also had to take out my notebook. I have it here with me. And I'm gonna very quickly go over my goals with you. Maybe you're interested, maybe you remember your goals better. I divided them into categories, and the first one was work, and there I decided that I just wanted to get into the groove of my new job and find a new work-life balance now, being self-employed and being employed in a social work job. And I think that worked well. I'm actually kind of surprised that I've worked for over 6 months now in my social work job. Then creativity, I wanted to take more pictures and more so do creative stuff just for myself. And I bought this new camera, and I think that was pretty successful before I bought the camera and after I bought the camera, so great. Mental health, I wanted to go outside, or just mental health and health in general. I wanted to go outside and be in nature more. I'm not sure, partly yes, partly absolutely no. My shoulder is wrecked, it feels like. And then connection, I want to spend more time with friends, deepen friendships, things like that. I'd say that goes okay. And free time, I want to focus on reading more and scrolling less, and in general spend time, free time for myself. And I was surprised, when I read that, it was oh wow, I actually put it down that I wanted to read more, because I never saw that coming in January, that I would read that much. And so that I totally over-accomplished that one. But let's see how that continues for the rest of the year. Maybe I'm gonna abandon reading. And then I also kind of wrote, it's almost a mission statement. It's kind of a sentence. No, it's not a sentence. It's more so a list of things, of feelings, of just what do I want 2024 to be. And here I wrote down saving up, spontaneous, friends, time for myself, and new experiences. And I think, so far that's fine. Now, as I said, today I'm not feeling my best, so part of me is this is the life I want to live. I don't feel great. I am kind of hopping between social work job, doctor's appointments, my self-employed job, and other organization stuff. I feel behind on things. I don't feel like I have my life together. That's how I feel today, and I think on days like that it's actually especially helpful to reflect a bit and maybe see a bit of the bigger picture. One crucial thing I want to say here is that if we stress about our goals. Like if we put ourselves under stress and pressure to reach goals and it feels exhausting, then I think something went wrong. Because stress is a terrible thing. Stress is a thing that makes us sick. Stress is not making us happy. Stress is making everything else in life worse and more difficult, like our sleep quality, our ability to enjoy things, our ability to be like in the moment and just observe and be there and remember. And so I think we should maybe more so make an anti-list, anti-goals, and stress should be there on top. So if through our goals and through our planning and through our mid-year check-in, we feel more stressed, I'm not really sure if that's gonna turn out into good goals, a good outcome, a successful life or a happy life. Therefore, I think, yes, reflecting is good. Yes, readjusting is good. Yes, maybe remembering things you really wanted to do is a good idea, but not for sacrificing like the peace of our mind, and not if we need to put ourselves under immense pressure. And then I do think it makes sense to kind of have some perspective. You don't need to put down smart goals. I'm definitely not going to do that. But maybe to share here with you, to kind of complete this video, I'm going to share a few things with you that I'm looking forward to this year and that I still want to prioritize, or that I want to refocus on, things like that. It might not surprise you if I tell you that health is a priority. Like, health did go well so far this year, but right now it's not great. And I do not want to destroy my shoulder for good right now. But I want to make sure that it's actually completely fine again, so that I can use it for many decades to come. So that is something that I want to focus more on than I thought at the beginning of the year, because at the beginning of the year I was just maybe fine and it didn't feel like such a priority. But I think that's maybe the case for many of us. And then I'm also really looking forward to the traveling that we're still going to do this year. So there's one upcoming like family trip that we're going on, like just my family, the three of us. And then there's also a friendship trip. And these friends I'm gonna go on this trip with is actually my family and another family. So it's kind of similar, but for me it falls under the umbrella of friendship, because it's friends we don't see much, and we're very much so more than just two families who happen to have kids at the similar age, but we're really friends. And so I would love to go on a trip with them, and hopefully it's gonna work out, because that's not sure yet. And then I also really want to go on a hike alone, and that kind of falls under the category of spending time alone, but also exploring and having new experiences. And so I'm actually in the planning of doing that. Hiking was a hobby or something that surprised me this year, how much I want to do more of that. And then we're just going to continue with good books, enough rest, less stress, always trying to like not be too stressed. I think it works out well, but it comes in phases, right? There are phases where there's more stress and less stress, and it's just not a pleasant thing, and it's just not healthy. So I'm trying to decrease it whenever possible. And also something that's kind of going well, but I really want to continue my focus on as well, is my continued low buy journey. Like, I want to just continue only buy what I really need or really want, and make sure that I am able to save money, and that I'm able to enjoy my time rather than possessions, spend my money on experiences rather than stuff, and just making sure that I'm not cluttering my home with things that then later on I don't need. In general, I think I'm just learning more and more in like towards the end of my 20s to enjoy the individual days and moments, and not focus too much on like number goals and kind of artificial vanity things. But also I think what has been important always, but what I realize more and more, is just kind of doing more of the things that work and trying to do less of the things that don't work. It doesn't always have to be like changing your life around 180 degrees. While that is of course still possible at every single age, no matter if you're at the end of your 20s, if you're at the beginning of your 50s, I don't know, you can always make changes to your life, and it can always feel scary, but it can always also be very rewarding. But nothing has to be super extreme, like it can be, and sometimes it has to maybe, but living a boring life can be super, super beautiful as well. And with that said, I just do want to encourage you to reflect and to make sure that your life does align with your priorities as much as possible, but also to not stress too much about achieving all of your goals and turning your life around and stuffing everything in this second half of the year. You are living at your pace, and you are changing at your pace and experiencing, and we do not have 100% control over our lives, but we have a little bit of control and we can use it to our advantage. So now I do want to link you a video about living a boring life that is actually good. And other than that, I do thank you for watching this video until now, because that really helps out my channel. And I also want to thank all of my patrons for supporting me. You get a weekly podcast there that's not available anywhere else. So I hope to maybe see you on Patreon, and definitely see you in this video or in my next one. Have a good week and goodbye.